Hello. Well, I forgot to bring my jar with me today to work, so I just asked my husband to pick one out of the jar. And interesting, he picked acceptance of emotions. So I thought this would be a great one to do fairly early on, because this is an exercise or an experiential exercise that I use with most of my clients. And so this is about having a technique where you can come into a place where you're more accepting of your emotions. And so this is more of a experience. Okay, so I'm going to just go through it with you. And so I want you to be in a comfortable place, obviously not driving or using heavy machinery. I want you to sit down, preferably sit down, not lay down. And I want you to close your eyes and just bring all your focus into your body. So what you're doing is you're bringing your focus from your mind space down into the body. And I want you to bring a stance of curiosity, because you cannot judge and be curious at the same time. So bring in this deep sense of curiosity to what we're doing here today. And we're kind of going to put you under the microscope. So I want you to pretend like you're a curious scientist that hasn't experienced anything like this ever before. And I want you to close your eyes. So I'll just do it with you. So close your eyes. And I want you to breathe in and breathe out. And I want you to follow the breath as it goes in and then comes back out again. And as you notice the breath going in and down, I want you to follow that breath in and down into your body. And I want you to be curious, and I want you to notice if there's any sensations. Now it could be emotions or it could be sensations. For example, you could be grieving, so you might feel the weightiness of sadness in the top part of your body. You could be slightly anxious, maybe something's coming up, so you might have butterflies in your tummy, or you might be in a lot of fear because of something going on in your life, so you might have this pain inside your body here, just here. So they're the sensations that you can be open to and be curious about. Or there can be feelings, so you could have emotions, so you could feel scared, anxious, sad, and now it can be either a feeling or a sensation, so fluttering in the chest, a pain inside your heart, it could be butterflies. So can you see the difference between emotions and sensations? And so I just want you to close your eyes and be curious about any sensations or emotions you might be having. And so I want you to pinpoint an area inside your body where you can feel either a sensation or a feeling. And I want you to go into it and breathe into it and just see if you can allow whatever it is to be there to be there. So it could be that dull ache of your heart, the heaviness, it could be the butterflies in your tummy, or the pain inside your heart. Or it could be emotions, anxiety. And if it is anxiety, where are you feeling it? And some people feel it in different places, but generally in the torso. So that's what we're going to focus on. So close your eyes and go down and breathe in and breathe out. And very gently, I want you to be very mindful of any sensations or emotions that you're sensing inside your body. And when I want you to focus on them and just see if you can allow them to be there. Now I'm going to ask you some questions, so keep your eyes closed and just answer out loud or in your own head. And I want to ask you, this sensation, how big is that sensation? So I want you to be curious, how big is it? And so you could, maybe it's this big, it's huge, and it's taken up all of your body. You could put your finger and then just sort of do this, or you could say it's right here, or it's here, or it's lower, it's here, or in my belly. But I want you to notice where it is and how big it is. Maybe it might be the size of a golf ball, a tennis ball, a football, a rugby ball. What shape is it, that sensation? Is it square like a brick? Is it round like a ball? So how big is it? What shape does that sensation or feeling have? How deep is it inside your body? Is it very deep inside? Or is it more on the surface? And I want you to keep focusing and noticing. Maybe you're watching that sensation with a deep sense of curiosity and openness. You don't have to like the sensation, and you don't have to want it. This is not about you liking it or wanting it, because you probably don't like it or want it. But I want you to see if you can just allow it to be exactly as it is. I want you to breathe into that sensation. Notice it, watch it, and allow it to be. So we said how deep it is, how big it is, and what shape does it have. And now I want you to have a look a little bit deeper into that sensation and tell me, is it moving about, that sensation? Or is it very still? Is that sensation heavy or is it light? So you're noticing, you're watching, you're being curious, you're breathing into it and allowing that object just to be exactly as it is. So it's big, it's deep, it's heavy, it's moving around. Just making a mental note of what that sensation looks like. So what we're doing is we're objectifying it. We're creating an object that you can actually see and kind of get in your mind's eye. And so how big is it? What shape is it? How heavy is it? Or is it light? Is it moving? Is it still? So you're being curious, you're finding out everything you can about that sensation or emotion. And so I want you to, what color would you put on it? What color would it be? Is that object, is it cold? Is it hot? Is it body temperature? So you're really focusing and noticing and watching. And so in your head you might have this object, so it might be the size of a football, it might be round, it might be deep inside, it might be heavy, and it might be very still. It might be bright red or yellow or blue, and it might be room temperature, body temperature. What are the edges? So if it's a ball, is it like a rough edge, or is it smooth on the outside of that ball? If it's a brick, is it rough like a brick, or is it smooth like metal? What texture does it have? And so what you're doing is you're getting a picture of that sensation and you're objectifying it somewhat. Maybe it's a cloud. Maybe it's black. Maybe it's heavy, and maybe it's all through your torso. So just be open and keep watching and being curious. You don't have to like it or want it, and we're not trying to get rid of it. That is not the goal. So you're breathing into that object. You're being curious and open and watching and noticing. And I want you to imagine with every breath your whole body opens up around that object. Not to get rid of it, just to make some room for it and soften up around it. And so you're breathing into it and you're allowing it to be exactly as it is. You're watching it, noticing it, and allowing it. With every breath, your body's opening up around it. And now I want you to put your hand on the place where you're feeling that object, that sensation, or feeling the most. So if it's here, maybe it's big, you could use 2 hands. And I want you to imagine you're holding something so precious, so wonderful. Like a beautiful diamond or a tiny puppy or kitten. And so you're watching it, you're noticing it, you're allowing it, and you're breathing into it. You're opening up your body with every breath around it. And now you're putting your hand on it, not to get rid of it. And I want you to feel the warmth of your hand moving into that object, that sensation, that emotion. And I want you to imagine you're holding something so precious, so wonderful. And you're feeling the warmth of your hand moving into those sensations or objects. And don't forget, you don't have to like it or want it. I just want you to allow it, to watch it, to notice it, to breathe into it, open up around it, hold it, feel the warmth of your hand moving into that sensation. And breathe in and breathe out, very gently, very tenderly. And the last thing I want you to do is, not out loud, just quietly in your own mind's eye, I want you to speak to that, and I'm going to tell you what to say. I want you to say to it, it's okay for you to be there. I love you. And you're safe now. Everything's going to be okay. You're my responsibility and you are not alone. I'm right here with you and everything's going to be okay. I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve that. You're safe now. So you're breathing into it, you're noticing it, you're watching it, you're allowing it to be exactly as it is. With every breath, you imagine your whole body opening up around that sensation, that object, that emotion. Not to get rid of it, that's not the goal. Just to make room for it and soften up around it. And you hold it gently and tenderly. And you feel the warmth of your hand moving into that object. And you hold it as if you're holding something so precious, so wonderful. And you speak to it, and you say to it whatever it needs to hear, but along the lines of what we said, acknowledging it, giving it permission to be there, reassuring it, taking responsibility for it, telling it you love that part of you, even though you don't like it and you might not want it. And that's okay, you don't have to. You don't have to like it or want it, but you do need to come through for it and take responsibility for it. And I want you to do that all on your own. I'm going to be quiet just for a couple of minutes. Just going to count down 2 minutes. And just keep doing all the things we said to do, just on your own now. I do want to say, if thoughts come in, I want you to imagine the thoughts are like passing cars, and you watch them drive past that window. So you allow them to come in and then drive back out again, and then just keep coming back to the sensation inside your body. And just for a moment, we went deep inside. And this sensation tells you that you care deeply. And this is what we feel when we come to planet Earth. Because there's a gap between what you want and what you've got. And the bigger the gap, the bigger the sensation. And so now I want you to drop your hands back on your lap. And I want you to focus all your attention onto the floor beneath your feet and the chair beneath your body. And the noises inside the room that you're in and outside the room that you're in. Just bring all your attention into your hearing. Maybe there's a breeze and you can feel it as it comes up against your face and your skin. Just notice that. And last but not least, I want you to bring the lights up on the rest of your body. And what I mean by that is open your eyes, and I want you to look around the room that you're in. And I just want you to spot a couple of things in the room. Just notice them: the desk, the tissues, the painting, as a way of bringing you back to the outside world. I'm going to leave it there. You can come back to this and play at any time. And you just take care, okay? Well done. Well done.